Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. So this is wow, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this name. BuPyC. I was actually platooned up with her earlier this week and really should have asked him how to pronounce his name. We're just going to go with Bu, because that's the first syllable I can pronounce. And Bu is teamed up with the DC Meister. See, that's a name I can pronounce. And these guys are playing on the North American server. It is a tier 5 game. Bu is in his AT2. Let's get that map big enough that I can see it. And that Chinu Meister is trying to push Bu along. However, this is an AT2. He's in a Chinu. This is never going to work. Thank you so much, Meister, for trying. It's awesome to see platoon mates trying to do this. But it's like pushing a T95 or a T28 or a TOG. It's just not worth your time. So, though, obviously saying thanks is the best thing to be doing. Now, this is a tier 5 game, and yet they have one tier 3. It's a Stuart, so he's going to be scouting. It's interesting how the other team has the two good scout tanks, and we have the Commander and the T880. Neither of which are half decent at scouting. Both, though, are meh at doing damage. E1, oh, that poor guy. Ooh, it's a Kehoe, and he is trying to assault the front of an AT2. Now, I assume he was coming over here to spot, and he just got caught off guard. This is bad, though, for him. He's not going to get out of this alive, unless he is absolutely pro at this, which, by the fact that there's a T80 now behind him, I'm going to say isn't going to happen. Now, unfortunately, Meister got hurt pretty badly now. Let's go to first-person view so you guys can actually see what's going on, and, have my bad camera control set up, right? Now, Bu has taken 10 points of damage so far out of every shot he's taken. I'd say he's probably on his way to a steel wall, if not already there already. Ooh, it's a KV-1. Now, a KV-1 against an AT2 at this range is never going to penetrate. Unless he gets a really lucky shot, he's just going to bounce off. And I love the way Bu has angled his tank so he can get to cover and most likely, and keeps most vulnerable points of his tank hidden, or at least at such an angle that nobody bothers shooting at him because they know they're gonna bounce. Now, as he gets closer, his gun becomes more effective, but it's much easier for people to shoot his cupola, which is definitely his weak spot. I like the fact that he's aiming for the tanks that are side onto him, because the KV-1 is always going to be hard to penetrate. Unless you can put a shot through his driver's port like that, his machine gun port like that, or wow, okay, he's actually getting some really awesome shots there. Good job. And the M4 is trying to protect the KV-1, and they'll most likely just by accident. I always loved the fast firing gun on the AT2. It absolutely will wreck people, and most players don't really understand how fast it fires and how much damage it can do with just sustained constant damage, right? Enemy armor is hit. Sadly, not getting that kill on the M4. Oh, never mind. Well, yeah, no. Unfortunately, our base currently is being assaulted by a KV-1 and a T-14. Now, at this point, Bu has no chance of getting back there. So he's not going to even bother. He's just pushing straight onto his base. Now, Meister definitely has the ability to get back there at this point in time, and he really should be heading out there. He can do nothing else on this flank. He needs to get himself back to base to defend. Bu is just going to have to push through on his own, but at this point, he doesn't really need any support. He's going to take out this Panzer 4D right now. Actually thought he was going to take a more shot than that, but yeah. And now DW2 is down. He's on kill number 4. And is again just shoving on towards their base. Now, the Meister is in the same spot, so I think he actually might have DC'd earlier or just gone AFK. Can't really remember. It's the heated battle and all. Not too many tanks left. I'm kind of hoping to see Boo get a top gun here, but it looks like the Hetzer's now throwing himself at our T1, though he actually killed it, so I guess it's not really throwing himself at it, seeing as he just murdered our T1. However, if the Hetzer doesn't reload and find himself some cover, he is going to get murdered by that T-34. Assuming that is that the T-34 cares to shoot at him, which at this point looks like the T-34 is trying to maybe get around behind the Hetzer. Details, right? Just mostly trying to fill the air while Boo and his AT-2 slowly make their way up to the enemy base. This is definitely not the kind of tank you would rush things with. It is, however, the kind of... Ooh, look at that. Oh. Party's not on view. That poor Panzer IV-D getting shotgunned by the RD. That is actually something I enjoy doing quite a bit in that tank. A lot of the French line are really good for shotgunning people because they're fast and they have a decent aim time. He's going to have a hard time hitting the top of this AMX unless the AMX does something stupid like trying to shotgun the front of an AT-2. Ooh. He really did need to jump into sniper mode earlier than that if you want to get the shot off. With Wolverine, looks like he's going to be able to get decent shots in on this Wolverine. Now, one thing I am noticing, which you're going to have to tell me if you're actually doing this, Boo, or if it's just the way the game's doing it. But it looks like you're scrolling in and not just jumping into sniper mode to get off those shots. Ooh.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
And there is the AMX doing the silly thing.
That one didn't go through.
No. Now he's trapped.
Enemy is hit.
Now he's dead.
Penetration.
And yeah, without the gun depression, he can't even do anything against him. 4,000 experience for that battle. It was a ×2 and it was a premium count. That's about 1,300 base experience. Amazing game. Steel wall, which he rightly deserved for all those shots he took. High caliber. Top gun, which was awesome, by the way. And he got a patrol duty, which is a little bit crazy. It's not something you generally see on an AT-2 for crying out loud, but it was his ace tanker. After all that, not really surprising. Got the sharpshooter and the master gunner awards as well. Top of the board for experience, and not by a little bit, by a lot. The next highest was at almost 500 XP, which puts him 800 XP above everyone else on his team. That's awesome. Now his platoon mate sadly got like 215, but I think that is because he did DC. You can see over there in the chat that he says be right back, at the start of the game. 42 shots fired, most of them hit and then penetrated for a lot of damage. Damage blocked by armor, though, is quite insane. This tank has 450 hit points. He blocked over 1,000 points of damage off his armor. A lot of credits, though, that's mostly from some sort of mission that was going on. Either way, awesome game. Thank you so much for staying in, Boo. I'm so sorry I can't pronounce your name. At some point, you'll have to get on and actually tell me how to pronounce your name. And maybe next time we play together, you can do that. Thank you for watching. Hitting that like or subscribe button. I'll see you next time. This is ioEther out.